So Bangladesh is back actually, right, Majid? Because I think yes, I think last ODI in some sense it was a fluke, but actually this is how we back. This is our actual performance. And the funniest thing is that we also got out at 114. That was the ironic. So one of the crucial point for today's match, I will say, is the run-out controversy of Salman Ali Agha. What's your take on that? This is the biggest point for today's match.
Yeah, I think it's an interesting situation, Rashid bhai, because there are two sides of it. One part of the supporters, they are saying that there should be some spirit of cricket in every action of your cricket match. So in that case, Mehdi Hasan Miraz is guilty, and in another sense, Mehdi Hasan Miraz is absolutely on point in terms of law. There has been no doubt in terms of law. Salman Ali Agha is perfectly out. In fact, he is out twice in this particular delivery. Once he has handled the ball, so for which while he was out of the crease, the ball is not dead yet. So as per ICC law number 37.4 or 3, if I'm not wrong, in that situation, if the ball is not dead and the batsman has not given consent to handle the ball, then the ball is dead, not dead yet, and the batsman can be judged out as obstruction on the field. So on that case, since Salman Ali was actually out of the crease and he actually tried to pass the ball to Miraj, first he was going to be out in that particular fashion. But the irony is he could not get the ball. Mehdi Hasan Miraj picked up the ball and actually hits. So I think it's a mixed situation. So if some of the different bowlers were there might have been different situations. Suppose Afif Hussain was bowling in that particular over, or Saif Hassan was bowling in that over, maybe this type of situation would not have arrived. But there are some other scenarios in some other matches also. You may know that Mushfiq Rahim was out once in a test match against New Zealand in Bangladesh, where the ball was clearly deflecting away from the stump. It could not have gone on to hit the stump, but he actually out of his muscle memory he tried to deflect the ball by his gloves. But the New Zealand players appealed, and actually the umpires judged himself out. It is actually a mixed reaction. I think as per the law, Mehdi Miraj is absolutely right, but I think depending on different person, their situation could have been different.
So basically, from my point of view, the way I see that, basically, I think everyone is actually pointing out this picture where we can see that Salman Jaga is trying to hold the ball to pass it to Lilat, and that's how he got out. Now, yes, this is an angle, but actually, one of the issue a little bit back, actually, then there is something more to it. Basically, what happened that Rizwan just played the shot, and it was going towards the uh, mid on region. So probably Salman Ali Agha was trying to get away, and at the same time, Mehdi Hassan Miraj was also trying to hold the ball to prevent the single. So now the thing is, during that time, as you can see in this picture, that there is a collision. Now I'm not saying that it was deliberate. It was completely not deliberate from both sides. There was a collision there. So if you see that from that angle, from these two angles, actually there was particularly no way for Salman Ali Agha to actually go into the crease because he had Mehdi Hasan Miraj just in front of him. So it was a obstruction from Mehdi Hasan Miraj, not deliberate, but the obstruction is there. Now, if you from this angle as well, this angle actually you see that actually Salman Ali Agha does not have any way to go to the crease. Actually, he is obstructed. So that means that basically now again, if now I'm not saying that I mean Salman Ali Agha is not out. He is out. Based on the law, he is definitely out. And but the thing is, these scenarios, the way I feel like probably Salman Ali Agha thought that as there is a collision, he was feeling that both Mehdi Miraj and he are in an understanding that the ball is already dead. That and I mean Mehdi Miraj is in control of the ball, and Salman Ali Agha could not actually take the run. So that's how he was thinking. Now there is a brain fade moment from Salman Ali Agha. Definitely, he should have tried to actually at least go into the crease, and he would have some ground to say that okay, I was trying to get into the crease, but I was unable to because of Mehdi Hasan Miraj, because he was in front of him, but he was not also trying to go into the crease. So, but again,
Exactly.
I feel like from Mehdi Hasan's point of view, he was within the law to take this wicket, but sometimes actually law is not everything about our life. Now, I'm not saying, I mean, there are many other instances like Johnny Bairstow incidents, or even if you think about the Angelo Matthews incident, in both these incidents, I was in favor of the wicket because I did not feel that there is the way I was seeing that incidences, it was not actually breaking any kind of spirit of the game or something. But in this particular incident, the way I see that, as there was a collision, as Mehdi Hassan Miraj is aware of that, if he could have actually said, okay, it's fine. But I mean, he could have said that, okay, look, I could have got you out. You were wrong. But again, the thing is, also one important factor is that it didn't help us at all because the game was already over, right? Majid?
Yeah. Just a short question for you, Rashid bhai. So suppose Mehdi Hassan Miraz could not hold the ball. The ball went to the mid-on. Do you think Salman Ali Agha would have taken the single? And the question of spirit of the cricket would have come, and the question of spirit of cricket come into that particular situation?
Of course, the similar thing would have come. The thing is, again, I mean, whenever talking about the speed of the game, it is a very subjective point. So
Exactly.
we can now naturally the thing is, the way I'm seeing this incident is that basically there was a collision. Now,
the
like
collision.
Because of that, actually, I am speaking in favor of Salman Ali Agha. But at the same time, I'm also saying that Salman Ali Agha also has some brain fat there. He should have been cautious. He at least should have tried to get into the crease, and then he would have a ground to say that, okay, look, I was trying to get into the crease, but Mehdi Hassan Miraz was in front of me. So that was also a point. And
So
I feel like he didn't know that he is out of the crease. That was also one thing and look, as a batter, after that during that innings, you would never want to get out like that. So every batter must be cautious about it. Just a single lack of judgment can actually cause a lot of trouble. But the thing is, I would feel like maybe Mehedi Miraz could have decided not to take this wicket in this way.
So you were currently against. I think you were also against running the non-striker batter out in that.
Yes, I'm actually against. I'm also in some way. I am also against Mankar because the thing is, I want to get someone out based on the merit of the ball.
But those are valid out.
Yes, I'm not saying that. But the thing is, look, there's a law. I'm not saying that. But the thing is, you see that when you're doing Mankar or you're doing this sort of you're taking this sort of wicket, actually you are not actually you are not breaking a law, rather is wicket, obviously. But the thing is, he was not out because of an excellent delivery, or he was not out because he played a wrong shot. It was not like that. There was no duel between the bowler or the batter, or fielder or the batter, or the running player. So it was not a duel between that. It was just like like you are trying to take a run and you suddenly slip off, and on the striker end or non-striker end, the batter make a run out. So this is actually sometimes the thing is, law is not everything about our society. That's the way I see. So sometimes this sort of, as we often say that cricket is a gentleman's game, so sometimes we may actually do certain things that is obviously, you are actually creating some examples that, okay, some sporting example that, okay, look, I could have got him out. This was a valid chance I had, but I decided not to. So it would actually bring the spirit of the game into the light. So that's how I see. But again, I'm not saying that. At the same time, obviously, I'm not actually saying that it was all media's fault. Obviously, here Salman Ali Agha was also at a fault because he also, I feel like he felt like focused on the game or during that time. Yeah. That I think that's my take in some way.
Yeah, although I have a very different take on this particular point, we can move on to the next point of discussion.
But actually, I think one thing here, the thing is, let's say, even though this thing happened, it actually did not impact on the result, right? Do you think that?
Yeah, the game was actually quite in favor of Pakistan long before. Like Pakistan were scored 100 runs within just 12 overs. Masad Akat played a brilliant innings. He actually smashed Taskin Ahmed, Mustafiz, and Nahid Rana, and I think the Bangladeshi bowlers lost the plot. So that's why I think, as you correctly said, the match was actually in favor of Pakistan. And even though at the halfway mark, if Bangladeshi batters would have played a sensible batting display, then I think the match would have been much more evenly contested. But
I think
the case
also
is not that.
the way I saw that, when the score was actually going to a stage like it was going out of more than 250 run, it was almost happening. I felt like the game is already over for Bangladesh because Bangladesh does not have the batting lineup or batting
True.
sense to actually how to score 250 plus run in the
True.
second innings. I felt that. So although it was a batting track.
True, no doubt. Yeah, but
So
I like. Yeah, in the previous occasions, Bangladeshi batting lineup had a very solid middle order in the name of Mushfiq, Saqib, and Mahmudullah. In some cases, Liton Das also played a crucial knock in the middle overs. But if you see the current middle order lineup, like Tauhid Hridoy, Liton Das just played 2 innings and he's getting back into form. Afiq Hussain is still due to prove his worth. Mehdi Miraj, all of them are actually inconsistent. So the batting was still continue for Bangladesh, and it's going to continue losing a lot of matches in the near future also.
yes. Today I was really, even after the rain, if you see that, before the rain, if you look into the previous match and also today's match, short pitch deliveries were more wicket-taking deliveries there in this ground, and it was actually very batting friendly. If you can play sensible innings, actually you can score a lot of runs. Like whenever you saw that partnership between Liton Das and Tawhid Hridoy during that time, you see that after the rain, actually the scenario changed. It was actually became very much more batting friendly for the batters.
True.
So, and when actually Liton Das and Tawhid Hridoy was batting, I felt like, okay, yes, the target is a lot, but still we can fight. We can have a fighting total that we can try. But the thing is, the way they got out, the way they applied themselves in the pitch, it was awful. And when I was actually looking into the game, so when Mehedi Miraz came along, so I was actually thinking that, okay, definitely now Pakistan is going to bring Haris Rauf back because Haris Rauf is an express fast bowler, and obviously Mehdi Miraz is not good against an express fast bowler. But I was surprised to see that they brought Fahim Ashraf again. So they continued with Fahim Ashraf. So I was thinking that Fahim Ashraf will not have a good time definitely, but at least Mehdi Miraz can play Fahim Ashraf's ball, but he could not actually. He got out.
He's in very bad form actually. So any bowler can get him out at this point of time.
And also, but I think one thing that we have to note is that our first three batters, Tanzit Tamim,
Saif
Hassan, and of course our ex-captain Nazmul Hasan, our test captain. What's your take on that? What do you think?
Yeah, I think in a like such a huge chase, especially any chase greater than 250 is a huge chase for Bangladesh. And since our middle order is so much weak, the top order needs to perform. You can see this. This is the same case for Sri Lanka also. Like that, their chase or batting prowess actually depends on the top order's form. If their top order clicks, their batting score becomes a very fighting. They get a fighting total. Similarly, this is the case for Bangladesh also. So I already knew that when Nazmul Hasan Shanto got out, the chances of Bangladesh winning the match was gone then and there. But still, Liton tried to actually give us some exciting moment, but it was actually delaying the loss for Bangladesh. Nothing more than that.
A very interesting stat about Tanzit Tamim I would like to point out is that if you see that, in the previous match, he was so fluent in his batting. He actually scored a very big knock, 60 odd knock in the previous innings, and it was very dominating inning. But today, when he was chasing a very good total, like 275, he could not actually survive a lot of balls. He was struggling. And if you look into the historic data, as you can see on the screen right now, in ODI, whenever he is chasing more than 250, his batting average is just 9.3. And when he's chasing less than 250, his batting average is actually 39.3, which is very interesting. And that means in a smaller chase, actually, he can score more runs. Same thing in T20 cricket. Whenever he is trying to chase less than 150, his batting average is actually more than 61, more than 61. And whenever he's trying to chase more than 140, his batting average is somewhere like 19. And many times it happened that he could not actually even he got out at a zero or single digit. So this is very interesting thing about Tanzit Tamim. So that way I'm seeing that he is a batter with great potential, have a lot of shots, but I feel like there is a psychological problem here.
Exactly.
Or a problem with the game plan. Like whenever he is having a higher target, I feel like probably he's not, something is happening inside him, and that's why he cannot show his true potential. So, and also for Saif Hassan, I see that he's still struggling when the ball is moving. I don't know how a opener can survive like that. I really don't know.
Yeah, I know at some point of time Somo Sarkar needs to step in because Saif Hassan has been way too much vulnerable against high quality swing bowling in the power plays, in the initial stages of the power plays. I know that Saif Hassan can be very much destructive in the T20s. He still needs to improve his game plan in the batting department to survive in the ODIs. But so I think Somo Sarkar needs to step in this particular time of time.
Another thing about Saif Hassan is that the problem actually here is that Saif Hassan is a batting all rounder, and actually you can actually utilize him as a bowler. So now Ashish Passan Dhruvo is not in form, so I feel like if he does not score good runs in the third match, he's going to be dropped. So if you drop Saif Hassan also, then actually we do not have a good bowling options anymore. Now I think I mean, we cannot, as I always say that, yes, even though Miraz had a good game in the bowling for last two games, it doesn't mean that he is still reliable. I think maybe somehow in this, I mean, in a good batting track or in many other places, I'm not still confident with Mehdi Miraz as a bowler. So we actually need a six bowlers. This is a very big dilemma for the team management, that how they can actually balance that. They also need a player who can reliably bowl at least 5 overs. At the same time, they want that player to have a good score. Now, this is a big challenge for the team management. That's the way I see that. But what do you think about Masadak batting?
He was absolutely brilliant. He actually charged right from the word go. He actually put pressure on the Bangladeshi bowlers, and they were under the pump, and they could not find the proper line and length that they used to get in the previous ODI. So if you could see in the previous ODI, Mustafid was getting an away movement from Masadakat. But in this particular ODI, Masadakat was actually charging him straight from ball number 1. So that's why Mustafid could not settle into one particular line and length. And that's why I think the game actually changed. I don't know what Mehdi Miraz could have done differently, because he tried to use all of his best resources at that particular point of time. It's a matter of concern that Taskin is not in his best of bowling form. I think if someone like Tanzim Hassan Saqib could have been in his place, I think he could have made a significant difference, because he has some element of surprise. He may not seem that much quick, but he's a speedy customer. Once the ball pitches into a perfect area, the ball rushes onto you and you have very little time to react. So I think if Taskin does not have the required amount of form to make it into the 11, Tanzim Hassan Saqib, if he gets fit, he should be tested in place of Taskin.
And at the same time, I believe that Taskin Ahmed's form has been a big concern. His fitness is a big concern. So I think team management is going to be a little bit harsh with him maybe someday, because at the same time, you see that based on the data, he is one of our best performer in one day cricket. But the thing is, you cannot just, how long you can actually live with that data? You see that, slowly it's getting worse and worse for him. So he need to step up, and I feel like maybe he still is not in his best shape. So,
True.
but at the same time, when as well, I'm going back to Master Zakat. He also played an amazing bowling innings as well. His bowling was amazing. I
Exactly.
was feeling that. I mean, when I was seeing that high stove, everyone is struggling. I was actually talking to someone. I said that okay, now they should bring a spinner, and probably they will bring Master Zakat. And Master Zakat got successful there. I mean, the way he bowled his line and length, and it is the first time he actually hold the ball. So in the international arena, so this was amazing for him. I think it was his day, and
Yeah.
this is I think he will always remember this day very especially
Exactly.
because he scored a big like 70 odd run and took 3 wickets, very important 3 wickets. So it was his day.
Yeah, you're right.
So what do you think about the next match? Do you think that Bangladesh will make a comeback, or we are going to see the same thing in the next match as well?
Bangladesh are on a tightrope, Rashad Bhai, because they need to qualify within the top 8 rankings to make it to the World Cup directly, so that
Top
they
nine
don't have to play
actually.
top 9, so
Top
that
nine, yes.
they don't have to play the qualifiers, and
Yes.
they don't have many matches where the teams are actually higher than them, so that their team
Mhm.
rankings get improved. So I think it's going to be very tough to avoid the qualifiers, but still they need to play to their true potential. I think they should drop Taskin for this particular ODI and bring in Shariful Islam, because Taskin is not getting any swing, nor he's getting any luck in the death over bowling also. So Shariful Islam needs to be tested, okay, since he has the potential to swing the ball into the right-handers and away from the
Mhm.
left-handers. And also, you have already spoken about Saif Hassan. Saif Hassan is not showing any promising form in the ODIs, except for one match in the against the West Indies. He has not shown much form. So I think Shomu Sarkar has been proven opener for quite a long time for Bangladesh. So
Mhm.
I think Shomu Sarkar should come in place of Saif Hassan, and Sharif Islam should come in place of Taskin Ahmed. Then I think the balance would have been much better.
And at the same time, I would say that Saif Hassan is actually more the way Saif Hassan bat. I feel like Saif Hassan should play in the middle order. Like, I mean, at number 4. I think number 4 should be his perfect position. Basically, if you look into Bangladesh A, so naturally he plays number 3 or number 4. So this is actually his best position. And I feel like as he is struggling with a new ball, it is better for a player like him to actually face the old ball where
True.
he is good with striking the ball, right? So the only
True.
problem that with him, I always feel that he is not a good person to take singles. But again, if you think that he can actually cover that with boundaries. In one of our previous video, we showed that as you can see right now, he has a good strike. I mean, strike rate again in the middle over, and at the same time, he can actually score a lot of boundaries. I feel like he should be actually in the middle order. I mean, I do not know how long we can actually rely on Covid Ricard. I mean, today the way he actually kind of threw away his wicket. So I think we need to think of something that how we can because at the same time, as I was saying, that the one big problem is that we need a six bowler. So if you drop Saif Hassan, actually you are dropping a six ball, potential six
True.
bowling options. And of course, we are not actually thinking Shomo Shakra because it will be a disaster. So I think Saif Hassan should be there, but not playing the new ball. So I think that's kind of all for today. So we will be waiting for the third match. It's a very crucial series for Bangladesh because Bangladesh have to stay in the, have to win this match and somehow have to improve their ranking. Otherwise, we will have to play in the qualifier, which is not something that we want. So let's see how it goes. Probably, we are hoping that Bangladesh is going to make a comeback in the third ODI. The team is going to be um, ready for the third match. So with that, that's all for today. Subscribe to our channel. Your thought, especially about the Salman Ali Agha incident. What do you think about it? I know it's a very polarizing topic. We also want to hear your thought on that. So share that in the comment section. Put a like on this video, share this video, and subscribe to our channel. Thank you so much.